I am so excited about this new partnership. It's a partnership with ILLINOISouth Tourism. We have the communications director, Andy Waterman, in studio with us today. And before we get to Casey, which I have passed by so many times, and it is on my list to stop. It's just I haven't been able to so far because it's the land of giants. I mean, it is. There's so many photo opportunities, and that's just one of many things. But I was looking at the Belleville News-Democrat, and I saw these incredible pictures of Illinois caverns that reopen to cave explorers after 10 years of being closed. Can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, that's down in Monroe County, just south of Waterloo. And they've been closed for the last 10 years for two reasons. One, staffing issues. Two, white nose syndrome in bats.
Oh.
Now, that's been taken care of. It's clear. I was actually down there yesterday for Media Day. Didn't see one single bat. But I will tell you, it is amazing. I mean, I cannot believe how awesome it is. And the amount of people that we've done, you know, a couple posts on our social media about it, and we had 1.2 million people reached with one post. I mean, it was shared, it went viral. It was incredible. It's the most popular post ever. So people are wanting to see it. It's awesome.
And this isn't like going to Merrimack Caverns on this side of the river. I mean, this is like, you need your boots. It's kind of like spelunking?
Yeah, it is true spelunking. First of all, it is not handicap accessible. They've left, you know, it's all still very nature. All the topography is the same. They haven't done a darn thing to it. So the stairs to get down into it are extremely steep.
Okay.
So you'll definitely want to wear your boots because you're going to get wet. There is one running water in there. You're going to want to take a change of clothes. They do have a nice changing area where you can go into a building, change your clothes after it's finished. You are going to get wet. You are going to get muddy, but you are going to see some amazing things. Take great pictures, and you could go. It goes back in there. Yesterday we went about a half an hour deep in, and then we came back out, and we still didn't even go all the way in. I mean, it was awesome.
What's the temperature? On a hot day, like the temperatures are going to get in the next couple of...
66, I think, is what it was in there.
So a perfect place to cool off, and what a great, I mean, trip for families to just discover what's beneath.
Yes, and there are some things that you need to be wary of if you are going to go. First of all, you obviously have to take your boots. You have to have a helmet. You have to have 3 sources of light per person. You have to check in at the interpretive center before you go. You have to fill out a waiver and all of those things, and you have to go with a minimum of 4 people.
Okay, and can you rent those things, or you need to bring all of those things with you?
You need to bring all of those things with you.
All right, and people can find out more about that, I'm assuming, on your website.
Yes, if you go to our website, ILLINOISouth.org, we just posted today tips and tricks to know before you go to Illinois Caverns, and we also have a couple of videos posted on our Facebook page as well. So go to ILLINOISouth Tourism on Facebook. We've got a couple of sneak peek videos up so you can know exactly what it looks like before you even go in.
I want to tell people a little bit more about you, Andy, because you're saying there's videos, and these aren't just like, you know, somebody took them on an iPhone. You had some time and spent some time in the TV industry, so you have your camera up right now, so you know a thing or two about shooting some video and posting that.
Yes, my background is in broadcast journalism. I actually went to SIU Carbondale, proud Saluki, got my degree there, and then afterwards I worked at a couple TV stations, WSIL, WPSD, as a one-man band is what they called it back then. MMJ, I think, is what they call it now, so I can shoot, write, edit all of my own stuff. And today, videos are everywhere, right? They're on social media, they're on people's websites, and so a lot of things that people want to see before they go, we could show them.
So let's talk about the area that ILLINOISouth Tourism covers.
Huge.
Yeah, it is.
It's big.
Okay, so it's from where to where?
So it's 21 counties, and it spans from the Metro East, so St. Clair, Monroe, Randolph counties, and it spans all the way east over to the Indiana border, Wabash, the Wabash River. So, I mean, it takes... There are a few counties in there that we don't cover because other convention and visitors bureaus cover those, but it's a big area. It's 100,000 square miles of different communities that all have their own little traditions and stories and events, and it's really cool.
And
that is absolutely true. So Casey, one of the communities that we're going to talk about today, from downtown St. Louis, you take I-70 east towards Indiana, you're in Casey in 2 hours and 5 minutes.
And somebody on our Miracle Ear text line, 84126, is Carlisle Lake considered southern Illinois? And that is in your area.
It is in our area. I would consider Carlisle Lake Southern Illinois. It all depends on, I think it's geography is funny. So if you ask people where Southern Illinois is, some people will tell you that it's south of Kankakee, up by Chicago. Some people will say it's south of Springfield. Some people will say it's south I-70. Some will say it's south I-64. So, but yes, I would consider Carlisle Lake Southern Illinois for sure.
All right, somebody else wanting to know, does Litchfield count?
Litchfield actually falls just outside of our territory. They are with another Convention and Visitors Bureau called Great Rivers and Routes.
Got ya. Somebody else is saying you're a huge Cubs fan. Is that correct?
They are 100% correct.
But I will say, okay, but I'm going to say this. It's okay.
I know.
He's wearing his cardinal red today.
I am.
So hey.
It's more salmon, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever. I'll take it as cardinal red.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk about Casey and Crazy Casey Days, which is coming up the 18th and 19th.
Yes. So, first of all, I'm going to let you know that if you go there in your RV, which I know that you've got.
I can't wait.
Yes. To not sound like a tourist, it's Casey with a Z.
With
Casey.
a Z.
Not K.
Okay, but hold
Yes.
on, but it is spelled with
It's
an
spelled
S.
with an S, Casey, but all the locals pronounce it Casey. There you go.
Okay,
See?
I'm learning right now.
See?
Yeah.
So, I've already blown your mind once today.
Yes, you have. So let me make sure I'm making note of that every time I talk about it. So with a Z, sounds like it's a Z, even though it's
it
an
does.
S. So
I learned that quickly too.
how many big things are crammed into this small town?
Over 24.
That's crazy.
Yes, so
Well,
they have 11 of the world's largest things within Casey. So technically they have 12 of the world's largest things, but one of them is in Marshall, which is another town in Clark County. That's actually the county seat, and it's the world's largest gavel, so they have that at the courthouse.
Of course they do. I know there's the largest tee, right? Like the golf tee.
Golf tee, yep.
There's a rocking chair.
Which is probably my favorite.
Y-
I love the rocking. It's so huge.
It's.
No.
But
There's
can
no
you
way.
climb into the mailbox?
You can climb inside the mailbox, and you can leave a piece of mail in that mailbox, outgoing mail.
No way.
Oh, yes, way. Yeah, it's great.
So how did this start? Was it the brainchild of one person?
Yes, so Jim Bolin is the owner of Bolin Industries there in Casey, and it was kind of his brainchild with his family. And, you know, it's a small town, I think, you know, around 3,000 people, and they just weren't pulling anyone off the interstate. You know, it's right off there, off Interstate 70. So he said, you know what, I'm going to do something to pull people off the interstate. So the first thing he created was the world's largest wind chime, which you can actually go up to. You can pull a rope, and it rings the darn thing.
That is so cool.
And then he put they have a restaurant next to it called Whittling Whimsy. It's great. Try their blueberry applesauce. You won't be disappointed.
Blueberry applesauce.
Oh, so good. It is so good. And, but you're going to get me talking about food, and then it's gonna be over. Then from there, people started getting off the interstate and started seeing this wind chime, and so he wanted to keep going. So then he did the mailbox, and then he did the rocking chair, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And now there's a teeter-totter, the world's largest functioning barbershop pole. I mean, it is incredible. It's one of my favorite places in our territory. So he just wanted them to come in town just to experience town and shop at all of the shops.
He was just a community guy.
Yes. So he actually owns, he's a contractor type of guy, construction. So he owns a lot of pipe and metal and things like that. So they also have a spinning top. Now we have an itinerary on our website. If you want to go to ILLINOISouth.org, type in Walk Among Giants, it's on there. And we've got a whole 2-day trip just planned for you, between restaurants that you can eat at, things you could see in the neighboring communities. Like I mentioned Marshall earlier, there's the world's largest gavel, but if you go to Martinsville, which is actually between Casey and Marshall, they have the giant anvil and a giant horseshoe. So I mean, you can make a weekend out of it. It's amazing.
Okay, listeners are going crazy on our Miracle Ear text line, 84126. Somebody says, I've been in the mailbox and a choir was practicing inside. Sounded great. How many people can fit in the mailbox?
Oh, at least 40.
What?
Yeah, maybe more than that. I mean, it's huge. It's gigantic.
Okay, then somebody else. I've done daily road trips to KZ 3 times. It is fun and worth the trip. Eat at the world's largest pitchfork.
Yes, so that is called Richard's Farm. They have the world's largest pitchfork right next to that restaurant. That is definitely a place where you could go for dinner. Great food. Another place to go for dinner is called the Great House of Pizza, and it is. I'm a deep dish pizza guy. And it is, you're shaking your head over there, I know, but it is consistently rated one of the top deep dish pizza places in the state.
All right, somebody else. Yeah, I grew up in Collinsville, now live in Ashmore. My kids go to school in KZ. We love our small town, still listen to KTRS every day. Thank you for that. Somebody else said you should be the guy to talk Southern Illinois Wine Trail. That is part of your territory.
Well, the Carlisle Lake Wine Trail is our territory, and the Wabash Valley Wine Trail is also our territory. But the Shawnee Hills Wine Trail, which is south of Carbondale in that area, that is not our territory. That is southernmost Illinois Convention and Visitors Bureau. But because I'm a Saluki, I've been on that wine trail many times. I could tell you
all about it.
At Great House for Pizza, actually they got into this craze, and rather than Jim Bolin make it, they created their own giant pizza slicer. And
I love it.
And they've got it displayed outside of the restaurant. And I think, don't quote me on this, but Guinness World Book of Records should be deciding soon on whether or not that will be the next world's largest.
How many are in the Guinness Book of World Records?
So 12 total.
Okay.
11 of them are in KZ, one of them is in Marshall.
That is just incredible. Let's take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll get all the details on Crazy KZ Days coming up on the 18th and 19th. We're chatting with Andy Waterman, Communications Director with Illinois South Tourism. This is going to be a regular segment Wednesdays at 4:10, so we can learn all about Illinois South Tourism. Stick around, we've got more to chat about. We are kicking off a fun new segment today. It'll happen every Wednesday at 4:10 with Illinois South Tourism. We're starting with Casey, Illinois. We have Andy Waterman, Communications Director with Illinois South Tourism, joining us. So Crazy KZ Days are this Friday and Saturday. What's planned?
So it kicks off this Friday at 5 p.m. And then it'll go into the evening, and then it'll start back again on Saturday morning, and then go until 8 p.m. that night. And they've got several different things planned. First of all, if you're a car enthusiast, they're going to have a big car show throughout town, and this is all downtown. So I mean, it'll be, when you add in the fact that people will be getting off the interstate just to look at these things, I mean, there's going to be a ton of people.
Is there a town square? Is there
There's not.
Okay.
There's not. There is like a main four-way, though, if you will, where you can see all the big things, and that's where everyone will kind of converge.
Got ya. So there's going to be a car show. There's going to be food trucks and crafts. What else is planned?
Folks can also shop. There will be different boutique shops and citywide garage sales. If you want to go to citywide garage sales, it's kind of
I know a lot of people who love that. Yeah.
Right? So that will all be going on that day. And then as far as the boutiques go, I mean, they've got different craft shops, and then they also have things where you could buy KZ souvenirs. And then they also have kids love it. Well, I love it too. But it's a candy shop / bakery, Wildflower.
Oh.
And they also have 2 coffee places and a soft pretzel place called Tetzel Prime. So you could get your eat on literally all day.
You got to have that pizza, it sounds like, as well.
Yes.
We talked about, all of the big things. Is it free to climb up in the mailbox?
100%.
Is every picture you take, all of that, it is just free. They just want you to get off the interstate and come visit their small town.
That's exactly right. It is an Instagrammer's dream, and it is some of the things are kind of hidden. It's like a fun little scavenger hunt. So one of the things that they have is it's not the world's largest, but it's a big wooden glider, like an airplane glider.
Yeah.
And they have it in, well, I guess I'm going to give it away, but if you want to scavenger hunt it, you still can. It's at the airport there in KZ, in the main lobby. But there are other things like that, kind of interspersed throughout town where you can go and find it. And they have a map of all of them. If you go to bigthingsinasmalltown.com, that's kind of their mantra, if you will, now. And it's got a map of literally all of them where you could go throughout town and see them all.
It sounds like an awesome day trip. If somebody wants to make a whole weekend of it, are there hotels nearby?
There are. There's actually one right there. It's a boutique hotel right there in downtown called 1890 Sleepover. It is charming, is the word that I would use. Everyone loves it. And then there are also some hotels off the interstate there and in Marshall as well.
Any campgrounds?
There are campgrounds
Yes.
in Clark County, so I know that suits you. So the one that I would recommend is Lincoln Trail. It's got great hiking, and you can do either RV or you could do tent. camping. So Lincoln Trail, if you're in Clark County, is the one that I would. It's a state park. It's the one that I would go to.
Well, it sounds like it is the place to be this weekend. Crazy Casey days, Friday and I'm getting it. Casey. I know, it's going to take a second. Somebody on our text line said the C in Quincy, Massachusetts is also pronounced as a Z.
Quincy.
Yeah. So it's just going to, I keep thinking of the little gas station. Yeah.
Yes. No, but their breakfast pizza is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Well, Andy, this has been so much fun, and I can't wait to do it each and every Wednesday. I've learned so much, and I can't wait to learn more.
I am excited about this. I mean, I love telling the stories of all the towns and communities that we have in Illinois South, and I think that all the folks who are listening to it so far, hopefully they have some fun with it.
Absolutely, and of course, you can always learn more at ILLINOISouth.org.
Yep.
See you next Wednesday.
Sounds good.